We are back for another week. I'm not where I thought I was going to be. You're not where you thought you were going to be.
It's an upside down world, Doug.
It is. It is. So I got the word early this week that this past week that I wasn't going to be going to Rock Hill, so I'm home watching everything, which is fine.
Non grata.
And you are.
I am in a undisclosed location. I'm actually at my sister's house. I'm hanging out with my niece, and we're watching my mom this weekend because it's my sister's 54th birthday. So her and her husband went away.
Oh, okay. Is she gonna be okay that you said that number?
Wait, listen, she's freaking old.
Okay, we got 5 people watching. So yeah, thing with us here, we're just going to talk some cornhole, talk some whatever, and then I'm going to get into the first ever CornDougs. You can give your opinion on my picks, but so we're going to do top singles player, my top doubles team, female player, my most improved player that I've watched from the start of the season to the end of the season in the pro division. Then I'm going to do top non-pro from Newfoundland, Quebec, Ontario, Alberta, and BC. And then I have the 9 players that got into the top 50 this year that were outside the top 50 last year. I'm going to give the top 9 movers. I'm going to tell you there is a couple, 2 or 3 very high digit numbers that people made the jumps. So it's fun. So we'll do that. We'll wait for some more people to join the show.
You right there?
Whoa. Yeah. So we've got Andrew Spencer. He's like an hour and a half away from me. Didn't get a rental car, so he's not going to come down. So he's afraid to play cornhole against me.
He's ducking you?
He is.
Wow.
Yep. He's afraid to lose.
Don't be afraid to lose. Just play the game.
Yep. And we got Byron watching from out in Alberta. I don't know, is there anything going on in the ACL world right now? Like, are they on live at all or anything? Or is it just other people that are going live here tonight?
Most of the stuff is starting to happen right now as we're talking. So I think it started at like 8:30 for USA Cornhole. Where
but is that on like the Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff?
No, that is on ESPN Plus.
Yes,
which is, I believe, web-based. Right?
Yes.
I don't even have it as part of my TV package. I even checked my sister's TV here. It is not part of most cable packages. You have to sign into a browser, I think, to get ESPN Plus.
And I've heard a bunch of stuff, some people talking about coming up Wednesday. We have the Canada-US exhibition. And people talking about that is on ESPN Plus. No, it's not. It's on everything but ESPN Plus. So it'll be on the ACL Facebook page, the YouTube, and it will be on the digital network and TikTok.
Yeah, last night was on ESPN2 at 8:00. Tonight, the USA National Championships on ESPN Plus. Tomorrow, which is Sunday, starting at 9 a.m., you'll be able to watch all Cornhole ACL. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. All Cornhole TV. Wonder why I said that. ACL Cornhole TV, the Book of Face YouTube, and Tickety Talk. It will all be playing on.
Yes, I think most of the stuff this week will all be on that.
Yes,
you got a live audience, don't you?
I do have I have an audience of 1. Ari Berry is here with me. My audience of 1. She's taking pictures, sending it to the family, making fun of me.
Well, at least there's more than one person doing that. And there's Candy checking in from. No, she's not in Rock Hill yet, is she? No, she's going. No, it is Saturday.
She is home, I believe. I believe she didn't show. I think it was just Brucey and.
But I thought she was going like a day later.
She might be going later on. I know she was still resting up a little bit, but I don't know if she's going down to there. I know she was saving most of her strength for the word. Oh, she is.
She's there. She's there. Oh. See, I remembered. You didn't.
I thought she was saving her strength for the world's biggest party.
Titan. Maybe. But yeah, so it's going to be a big week down there. I know we got some Canadian players going down there. Some people that are down there for the first time. Some others that are down there for not their first time. But I think it should be a good week overall. But yeah, so we got the ACL Canada. Well, I guess it's not really it's a CCF thing. I guess U.S. versus Canada. I had it with me. It's up now. I closed out that thing of all the matchups.
The Canadian Cornhole Federation.
Yes, that. So it's I know the singles is Guillaume Morin against Jacob Gore.
Wait, hold on. Let me. I think I have it right here, Doug. All right, Canada versus USA matchups.
Yes.
Women's singles.
Yes.
Cheyenne versus Don Cartwright.
Yes, and I think no, I'm going to be going on another show. Some other people have asked me to come on to. Actually, I kind of said I'm going to come on to talk about that, and they were like, "Okay," but that's the two other guys at the Cleveland that have no idea about Canada, so they need to know about Canada. So, did you freeze up?
No, I didn't. Freeze
okay. Oh, I wasn't sure there, but no. So yeah. So, but I think for. I think going into this year, Dawn is. I think because she's been getting better as the season's gone on. She had a great tournament in St. John's. I think this is a perfect time for her to go into something like that. Hopefully the TV doesn't get to her, but I think it's not gonna. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a walk. It's not gonna be a walkover, but I don't think it's gonna be as easy as some people think.
Well, she's playing somebody right now that's not a heater. I mean, someone that's playing, at the top of the game. And I'm not even just going to say in the women's division, because she's playing in every division that she's in, whether it's women's doubles, mixed doubles, women's singles, pro singles. Cheyenne is just right there in the top 5 right now. I think you're going to see a big run on her this weekend, just in everything she's doing, as long as she keeps throwing the bag she's throwing. Men's singles. Jacob Gore and Morin Guillaume.
So Guillaume Morin. I'm not sure why it's backwards there.
Yeah, you wrote it. I'm just reading the way it's written.
That's the way I was sent to me.
Hey, I'm just following commands.
Let's see. So
go ahead.
Guillaume is sneaky good. Like if Jake takes him lightly, it could be a little closer than what people will think.
I did just watch Jake, though. His roll bag is actually working very well right now. So that could be kind of a deciding factor in the game right now.
Yes, and Derek is right. It is Wednesday at 3:00 Eastern time on the ACL Canada Facebook and YouTube digital network. Andrew says, yeah, Guillaume was his one loss in St. John's.
Okay. Next would be mixed doubles.
Yep.
With Connie Altus and Devin Harbaugh versus Luna Smith and Daniel Faulkner.
Lana Smith.
Lana
Smith. Yeah. So I think the big one in that is going to be Harbaugh. It's just trying to keep up to Harbaugh. Right.
Connie right now, though, is throwing very well, too. She has been kind of right there. I think most of the matches I've seen her, not win. It was, a bag or two that was missed right now. So that's going to be a tough doubles matchup right there. Now, this next one is where we completely disagreed with each other.
We do. Yes.
Where it's Justin Burton Jr. and Logan Chamberlain for the U.S. versus Connor Weiss and Paul Vandendam.
Vandendam. Yes.
Vandendam.
So Paul's a guy that absolutely nobody knows about. He can get on a heater, and he did in St. John's to become part of this year. Even seeing him play throughout the weekend in St. John's was my first real chance to to see him in person, and he is. I think he will be the real deal. So I think that's if Canada has a chance at anything, it's going to be that game.
So to Lance's question, this isn't the World
No.
Championships. This is just at.
I think Lance is coming now, so he doesn't know that you're in that secret location. I'm in the basement. I was put on the bench for this week. I'll be back with the ACL Canada stuff the end of August here for nationals. But
yeah, but this is being played in Rock Hill this week as part of Worlds.
yes,
And it's very confusing, and I know it confuses the hell out of me because you've got Worlds, and then you've got the WCO, and you've got all this other stuff. So it's just very different when you start talking about it. I did not wake up from a nap. I've been up all day. I may sound different because I'm not in the studio, that I have all the acoustic stuff going. So you may hear my voice may be a little lower because I have a sleeping human, my mom, in the next room, and I don't want to wake her up. And then we have women's doubles.
Yes.
With Rosie and Sam versus Amanda Oakley and Doreen Pond.
Yes. No, Doreen's another one now that probably nobody knows about outside of Newfoundland. She can throw well. But this will be, again, it'll be another time where I'm not even sure if she even threw on the live feeds the last 2 years in St. John. So I'm not sure this could be her first time throwing on camera like that. So that's the wild card for me with Doreen.
I think the wild card here too, Doug, is though that this camera setup is a lot different. There's a lot more pressure, a lot more heat coming down from those lights. I know when we do our live feeds, we don't have the cold camera arrays and the trusses of lights and everything else that they have going on. Excuse me.
I have that here. Although the one's not on for some reason.
I have one small chandelier in front of me. But that pressure could be a little bit much, and especially I don't know if any of these players are playing in some events beforehand, because the one thing about Worlds is it's a gauntlet. Depending if you're playing teams, if you're playing singles, you're playing doubles, you're playing USA Championship, it could be up to 14 days.
Yes.
So that is long to be down there, because you really want to get in the day before, relax, because it started yesterday, and I think it goes all the way through next weekend.
It does, yeah, till Sunday.
Yeah, so that could be for people that are down there, that could be a long time.
Actually, for that, Andrew, I don't think the Americans will feel any pressure at all unless the Canadians start scoring points on them. Because from what I've seen before, is they know that they're the better ones. So I think and then really once they get all those players, all the Americans that are playing have all played in front of those TV cameras and under those lights before, so they know what that's like. Where I think it might only be Connor that's played under the lights like that for Canada.
I mean, most of the people that are on Team USA for this event are multiple ESPN, CBS Sports participants.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. That should be fun to, little action Wednesday at 3 p.m. When it goes live. So we'll see what happens there. I know right now we are winding down USA Forces. I believe we're almost to singles right now, where it was potentially. Go ahead.
The Ocho stuff, because this U.S. Forces stuff is going to be on the Ocho. So is that the stuff that was the doubles that was last night, and the singles that are going to be on the Ocho? Because the Ocho hasn't gone on yet, has it?
No. So last night was, I believe, it was on ESPN last night. Let me pull up the live broadcast schedule here again. Last night was on ESPN2 for the U.S. Forces.
I have to escape here for a second. Keep talking.
That's when Chad Braun and his partner won last night. It was on ESPN2.
More late.
Tonight moves it over to ESPN Plus, which is the live, the web streaming. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. is CBS Sports. So that moves over at 8 p.m. on CBS Sports. So mostly everything for tomorrow's action, you can see live stream through all the kind of digital platforms. And then tomorrow night moves to CBS. And then on Monday, we go back to all digital platforms at 10 and 4. And then 8 p.m., the championship finals goes back to CBS Sports.
I think that's the way it usually is that everything is online all day until they go over that other broadcast court.
Yep.
In
And then
the gym area.
Tuesday is USAC Juniors. And then USA Cornhole Junior National Championship moves to ESPN Plus at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Wednesday, minor league teams get to play, but that is all digital. The USA Canada 3 is all digital, all ACL Cornhole TV, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. 9 p.m., we move back over to CBS Sports for ACL Pro Team Championship. And then at 9:30 p.m. on ESPN2, the USA Cornhole Junior National Championship re-air. So they will be rebroadcasting that from the night before.
I know. I'm just saying, it was on the Ocho stuff I'd seen was that they're doing the all forces stuff this year, not the Super Hole final.
Yeah, and I think some of that will be happening there. I think most of the stuff happening this weekend for ACL, nothing's really hitting the Ocho yet. But when you talk about the armed forces, that's a completely different tournament that they run.
Well, I'd seen an Ocho thing that came out.
Yeah, there was something with Ocho the other day. I think that is the armed forces tournament, I think, moves to the Ocho, which I don't know if it happens during this time.
Well, they did play the forces last night, the doubles last night.
Oh, did they? Okay.
And then you got, like you said, the forces or singles or things. So I'm not sure if that's because all the other stuff was recorded for the Ocho, because that's all been set up yesterday in Rock Hill.
If you're looking for the Stevie Awards, it's Friday, August 9th at 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Saturday, we get pro doubles, women's doubles, and the Tournament of Champion finals at noon on ESPN2. And then ESPN2 and ESPN Plus on Sunday. So moving around for a bunch of different things. But if you want to find there's a lot of live streaming going on down there. I know I was watching AZG Cornhole that was just live streaming some of the matches. I know Woohole Cornhole has been live streaming.
Yeah, I know K9's been doing some stuff.
K9's been doing. I know Chris Kingsbury has a K9 live feed, and then Frank Modlin has also been doing a lot of live feeds.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just search up some of your favorite pros, you'll be able to find a lot of different action going on down there. But I believe tonight is Trey and Jake Bannon or Brannon?
Jake Brannon, yeah.
Yeah. I believe he's doing some of the broadcasting tonight. Because I saw Jeff was on maybe a little mini vacation with the wife.
Yeah, he was at a Friday night wedding last night.
Yeah. Well, I know yesterday, one of my favoriteest pros in the whole wide world got married yesterday.
He did, yeah. Well, I seen that, and I was like, it says January 1st on it as well. And I was like, it's not January 1st yesterday.
Well, I know a couple of the pros were doing a kind of family and friends ceremony and then potentially some destination stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure who's who of doing that, but I know there's a bunch of different people this season that are getting married. And I know Jordan was one of them. So congratulations, Jordan.
Exactly. Yep. He's still a fan favorite up here in Canada, and yeah. So I'm hoping he does come back, but now that he lives a little farther away, I'm not sure.
Well, I think it makes it a little easier for him now too, because for him, now that they're in the Carolinas, I think it makes it a little easier for them to be able to travel a little bit and do some stuff. But yeah, him and Ashley got married yesterday. So congratulations to them. And I know some of the other pros were there with them, kind of celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll see him back in Canada because all he does is cash checks in Canada.
He does. He does.
But I think next year, I think you see a lot more pros kind of coming out and playing up there because I think the exposure is only going to help them. We have the big bag manufacturer controversy going on right now.
Oh my God.
So not prize money, but sponsorship money is going to shrink down a lot more.
I'm not really sure that's a controversy.
It's not a controversy, but everybody on one site is trying to make it a controversy.
Well, as I said, because the ass put something out, and as I said on the air, it's like, oh my gosh, what happens every year at this time is happening again, and it's just insane.
Well, I think
every year we have this,
but I think it's because two of the medium-sized companies dropped out. I think that's why it was a little bigger this year, because there was no controversy behind these two companies. If you look in years past, there was big controversy behind some of the people that left, where they couldn't deliver, they couldn't do other things, or money got tight. They fired half their players halfway through the season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other stuff that went on. But when you look at two of the companies that left, 724 and Ninja, they've just been two solid bag companies in, the ACL for the past year. And
for me, here's my take on it, and is that there's the two companies. So Buffalo and Ninja both had a couple of pro throwers that threw their bags in the pro division. Some of the other ones are leaving are not real big companies. No offense to them, not really. And that's always been the thing that we've seen when those companies, the companies that'll leave, are always usually the smaller companies that come through, right? And you see them that they go and they pay to have all of their bags pro division bags. I always tend to think, do you need to have all of your bags, have that many bags pro division when you know you probably aren't going to be having pros? Now, I know the regular Joe player is going to want to play with those pro bags. They're not going to want to play with a comp that you can play in anything under pro division, right? But are some of these companies better off having let their bag company or let the following grow a bit more in a comp level, right, to get to that, right, where it's not as expensive to go in? Because I also feel that there's a lot of these bag companies that come in that think, I'm getting an ACL stamp, I'm going to make like dollars are just going to rake in because everyone's going to want my bags because they're ACL pro bags. No. Right? Like it's...
Well, I will say for one of the companies that left, 724, I think they were a lot bigger company outside of the ACL before they started with the stamp. They had a huge following with the 724 Army, and those bags were trading pretty well on the open market before they even hit ACL. So, there was one, I know Jared made the decision to move those bags over to ACL, where I kind of scratched my head a little bit, but it's a gamble. You take a shot, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You took the shot, and it didn't work out. So now they're moving on, and so Andrew, with Buffalo bags, Buffalo for me,
there's some other factors involved there.
But for me, Buffalo was really big down in like the Texas area, right? Kind of Texas and Mississippi, kind of down in the lower kind of Midwest, maybe I'd call it, for lack of a better term, where there wasn't a lot of bags that I saw being thrown up here in New England. And, the time I was up in Canada, I really didn't see any of them being thrown. You know what I mean? So
there's not many out.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you really look at it, some of these bags had such a huge regional following, but really didn't break out into other areas. Ninja got pretty big up here because they had sponsored a few people in New England.
Yep.
So we saw them a little more. So a lot of people bought them.
Only time I really seen them was when Sean Farrell came up, throwing them. But as James said, that NOLA's been I think that they've been one bag company where they've been kind of keeping a bit smaller, and they're kind of expanding. They're getting bigger and bigger, right, before going that big thing. So that's my big thing is you see like all of a sudden we've got like 30 bag companies trying to get in with with pro division bags all the time, and it's like, okay, so there's like what there's. Well, are we over the 300 pro mark yet? I don't think so.
If we add in Canada, I think we get pretty close. And I'm not
Okay,
talking
so
about
still.
the ones I'm not talking about the ones who were made pro like during the season. I'm talking if we take all the other people from Canada and add them in, we could be pretty close because I think we were at 256 to 259 somewhere in there. We
Okay,
add
well,
in,
still, even if say you're just doing the American ones, right?
Yeah.
That's less than 10 players per bag company, right? And a lot of them aren't going to switch, so.
well, and that's the thing. When you start looking at if you get a pro on your team, you're looking at contracts, you're looking at everything else. They got to find somebody that can throw that bag with them. They got to find all these other pieces that will make it work. So it makes it a little tougher. I thought Braden AJ, they're making a great run this year with Buffalo, and I'll be interested to see where they land at the end of this season because they're deep into TCL country.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know
does AJ go back to BG?
Who knows? I mean, he is right in the backyard of Rich and Graham, so who knows what happens there? I think AJ is also one of those players too that maybe won't, go someplace without his partner at the same time too, right? He's pretty fair and consistent to make sure that they're both being taken care of. So, who knows what's going to happen at the end of this season? Because I think after this week, people are supposed to not negotiate any new contracts. Supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to talk to any manufacturers. You're not supposed to be doing anything when it comes to getting sponsors. But we know us little guys have to literally go and talk to other people, but you're not supposed to be talking to the bigger boards, bags, manufacturers, and signing any contractual stuff right now. I believe that doesn't open back up. The last I heard was like October. I think, you can start talking. You're not even supposed to talk at Spencer's. But I've seen some of that happen.
Yeah. So I'm seeing Andrew saying that, if that's who's signing your check, that's whose bags you're gonna throw. I've seen a lot of people just throw those bags they're getting paid to on when they're on camera. A lot of people go back to the old faithful until they get the camera.
Well, and Andrew, I know most companies will make the bags that are kind of the same, but I can get you in a chat with somebody that will take you down a huge rabbit hole of not all carpets made the same, and some of this other materials not the same, and he can bring you into a 6-hour anthology on the name of the carpet, when it was weaved, and everything else. It's a great, interesting conversation. I've had it multiple times.
I think that guy may have even tried to have that conversation with someone over a Facebook post.
I think
this person didn't really know who he was.
Yep.
And tried to tell him that other people came up with the bags that he came up with.
When you're talking bags with this gentleman, he is one of the smarter people when it comes to bags.
Yes.
And a lot of people discount the amount of work that goes into a set of bags too, right? I saw someone post today, "Oh, Doug, you're frozen. You look like you're
Yeah, I keep going out. I think it's the internet.
No, but a lot of people I want the Viper R side with this side with a BG fill. Well, that bag technically can't be made.
No.
Because it's not approved. Somebody can go out there and try to get it approved, but unless you work for BG, you're one of the 3 people that make that decision. You're not going to know what the fill is. Nope. Yeah, you can cut it open and look at it, but it could be a proprietary blend that they have made just for them, and they've got to deal with, some manufacturer that makes plastic pellets. So, it comes down to a lot of different variables. I've heard of manufacturers going out and buying every stitch of fabric just so nobody else can have it, right? I'll take 72 rolls of this. So, not to that extreme.
And I've heard in the last few weeks, there's one company that's trying to sell all the stuff that they went and bought because they no longer they have extra stuff of it and they don't need it.
Well, that's the
And-
hard part. You make that gamble, right? You make that gamble to be a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 bag maker, right? Because as you look at those contracts, you have to be able to put out so many bags per month. And if you cannot live up to that tier, you've put money out and could lose it.
Yep.
Right? If you can't put out 200 sets a month or whatever that contract says, or 400 sets a month, it can hurt you. You can lose your investment that you put in there.
Yeah, I've been feeling I can see that I keep going in and out. So if I do go out, hold on because I've got a second internet I can bring in here.
Don't worry, I can keep talking. I'd love to hear my voice.
Yeah. Yes, I know you love to hear your voice. So we're 31 minutes in. Might as well throw out the CornDougs here, the first ever CornDougs. Well, not really the first of these the good type of CornDougs, where I've picked my.
That's our studio audience, Doug.
Yep. I got the paper here. Everything's all written down. Picked out the top singles, doubles team. My female player of the year. I thought, do I want to call them a breakout? But you can't really a breakout player. So I've got my most improved player of the year. I go through my top across the country, the top non-pros who I feel in each region. And then I have a list of the top 9 movers from outside the top 50 that were not in the top 50 last year, and they are now in the top 50. I got the list right here. Oh, you're gonna be good with the with that. So we'll start with we'll kind of go backwards here. Kind of go backwards. We'll go. My most improved player this year was a person that, and I've even told them this straight in front of them. So if you get mad at me for calling them the most improved, I've actually talked to this person about this. And that would be a person when I'd first seen the list of the ACL Canadian pros that came out for our pro division. I looked at that and I was like, I was unsure because I haven't really seen them really perform highly. Now, I hadn't seen them play live that much. Now I got to see them play live a lot. And then this person even impressed the hell out of me in St. John's. And that's Dawn Cartwright for the way that she played throughout the season. And then the way she just kind of put everything on her back. She went and in front of a hostile crowd in St. John's, playing against Val Mayo, double dipped her in the women's final. So I've got Dawn Cartwright as my one that I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't sure of her at the start of the year, but as she kept playing throughout the year, it's like she's coming on, and then she really hit it in St. John's. So that's why I'm saying that where Wednesday when they're down there, she can be, watch out, she can be a sneaky one in that game. So that's my pick for that one. What was I got the female player of the year is one person that we knew that she was going to be like this. Oh, I kicked the camera. Knew she was going to be like this right from the start. Had for the women. Now we didn't have a pro women's division here. I wish we would have. Didn't have enough female. Hopefully next year we will. So I kind of took the women's division at the Opens into consideration. Her first one, a little slow, was she finished 13th in the women's Open division, but that was a stacked field. Like that was a hard field because you had so many players coming up from the States to get in that one. She finished 13th in there. Then she went on a run and she finished second to Sam Finley in Drummondville, second to Yeti Irwan, like just two people that are just, pros coming up from the States. And then a hard fought one in St. John's against Dawn Cartwright. Dawn came back from, I think she was down like 13-1, I believe, came back and beat. And that female player, I think, is Lana Smith. She's just, she's taken it even in the regular pro singles. She was a force there pro doubles with her partner Alin Ladisseur. First 2 pro doubles events, they finished second in both those events. So Dawn is my female player of the year for the pro division. Doubles team of the year. We had a lot of good doubles teams up here, and anyone could have won at any time. Like the anyone can play, anyone can win was in it with the doubles up here. We had some great teams, but I think with them winning 2 tournaments and just being kind of even there for the other ones that they didn't win, and that would be Connor Weiss and James Finley for taking that down. Then come to the pro singles player of the year. We had a lot of great players, but this one player, I had said right from the start when I talked to them early in the season, they changed some stuff up, and I really liked the way that they changed some stuff up. And this player went from one way, from playing the checkers game, to really playing the chess game, and it really put his game into another level. And he come out and he got 2 wins. He played the Niagara and Drummondville. No, sorry, Niagara and Calgary. Skipped the Drummondville one, and then finished second in St. John's. And that would be Brandon Brown is the one that has to be singles player of the year in Canada, because, like I said, 2 wins, Niagara and Calgary, and they were convincing wins, both of them. And then even that final match against Dion in St. John's was another epic battle. So Brandon Brown's got to be the singles player from Canada for the pro division for this year. That's my awards for the pro division. Now for the non-pros.
Oh, sorry, wrong button.
That's the wrong button. Wrong button. My non-pros, looking at the players that I've seen at how they performed at Opens. And for the guys in BC, I didn't get to see them much. I only really got to see them in Calgary. So, and then kind of talking with some other people. And my top player coming out of BC for the amateur is Dustin McLaughlin. He made a deep run, I think, in Calgary. I think his lone loss in the pro singles was to Brandon Brown in Calgary. So he didn't lose to anyone easy. It was a big match. So Dustin McLaughlin is my one from BC. Calgary is another guy. I believe he went 6-0 in the pro qualifier in Calgary. He came to Niagara Falls. He had a great showing in Niagara Falls. There's some talk he could be someone from the south coming up to the north here, but he's in the Calgary area, and that would be Peter Gunn, would be my guy from my pick from Alberta. Ontario is, I think there's only one name, and there's only one player that is not a pro that is in the top 20 in the ACL Canada standings. Sorry, I'm wrong on that one. There's 3 players in the top 20. This guy's the only one in the top 10. I believe in Drummondville in open singles in another stacked field. You were there to see that. He finished 5th in open singles. And any tournament you go to in Ontario, I don't care where it's at, what level it's at, this guy's going to be there at the end. And that is Paul Aiken. Quebec. This guy is my guy from Quebec. I even could have had him as the ACL Canada Elite Player of the Year, because he made it to, he qualified in 3 of the 4 pro qualifiers. He was at every open. He even took down he got a doubles win with Carl Menard in Calgary. That would be Guillaume Tremblay, would be my player out of Quebec. And then out of Newfoundland, the top player there, I've got a guy he's in the chat now. I really watched him progress all season long. So he's now actually up competing at regionals. I believe he's may even won a couple, and that is Andrew Spencer out of Newfoundland. He was 5-1 in the pro qualifier, I believe, to make the pro division in St. John's. So that is my ACL Canada amateur players from across the country. Now I get to my top 9 players that were outside the top 50, making it inside the top 50. These are the ones who have made the biggest jump. Okay, so where they were at the place they finished last year to where they finished, or where they're at now, I believe points are cut off going into nationals. There's no more points given out. So these are my top 9 that have moved up. Moving up 55 spots. She finished 84th last year. She's finished 29th this year. Is Michelle Hunter. One guy. No. Andrew, no. You get it. It's just recognition. These first year is just recognition. Is next one is Andrew Spencer. Was 99th last year, 21st this year. He's moved up 78 spots. For that, another player from Newfoundland was 142nd last year, now 47th. He's moved up 95 spots. Is Graham Evely. Quinn Hayward from Ontario. Him and partner Andrew Cox took down Brady Foster and Jimmy Humans in Niagara. I think we lost him. Am I still here? I just lost him. Is it? He might be back. But yeah, Quinn Hayward's up 96 spots, went from 131 up to 35. Jonathan Burr, great director out of Delhi. He was 133rd last year, and he's now 24th this year. He moved up 109 spots. Moving up 119 spots is Demi Cartwright. Last year, she was 153rd. This year, she finishes 34th, and she's right there to possibly become a ACL Canada Pro. Next up, Matthew Turpin, 293rd last year, moved up to 50th spot. So he moved up 243 spots. He's back.
I'm back. Listen,
I wasn't sure if it was you or if it was me.
No, it was me. Strange Wi-Fi didn't like me. Told me I was kicked out.
Okay. Another guy who he was in the chat earlier. I'm not sure if he was or if he's still there. I know he's a Canadian guy watching on your on the voice page. Not sure why he's not on the down and back page. But Ty Lucio, 404th last year. He's up into the top 40. He's 38th. He moved up 366 spots. And
Doug, it's because I'm beloved in Canada.
Yeah, okay. And then the man for this out of St. Catharines is he was 706th last year. He made the top 20 this year. He's 19th this year. Wow. Moved up 687 spots. That is Joe Butsky. So congratulations to those 9 going from outside the top 50 into the top 50 and moving up those amount of spots. Because that's not easy. Not easy to do, to move up those spots.
No, and when you look at, some of the talent that's really coming out of the woodwork up there, Doug, it's going to get harder and harder as, next season progresses. So, congratulations to all these players. I know I have my Canadian favorites.
Well, there was one player that was 382nd last year, and he's moved all the way down to 732nd.
He's my favoriteest player in Canada.
But he's still not good. That's why he does this. That's why he talks here.
He's number 1 in our hearts.
Yeah. Sure. Actually, I thought I was lower than that.
Listen, I think I'm lower than you here in the U.S. because I think I only played I think I played more in Canada this year than I did in ACL U.S. with just the blind draws and everything I did when we were up in Drummondville. So, I think I dropped like a rock, which I really don't care. And, even going to the world's largest tournament that is also run by the ACL, I probably will not throw a bag there either. So my standings will drop even further.
Well, I played 2 regionals this year, and they were within a week of each other in June. One in St. John's, and one is right after I got back from St. John's. But
my favorite is mini bag partner in the whole wide world is here in the chat, Maddie King. Like we had some fun playing some mini bags a couple years ago at Spencer's. We're looking to do it again this year because that's my jam. That's where I excel. Mini bags, so much fun. And you can get
having
at TitanCornholeBags.com.
I'm still not big on the mini bags.
Why not?
I don't know. I should be better because I'm closer to the board. I don't have to throw 20. I was going to say I don't have to throw the 26 feet. But
listen, it depends on who you play with. It could be 15 feet. It could be 20 feet. It depends on who you play with. Depends on what they call the rules. I call it a 15 because it's much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I actually brought some of that stuff to my dad's mercy meal.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, can't go anywhere without cornhole.
But speaking of bags, I did put out a video this week, the other day, because I lost a good friend. Lost a good friend in the bag world. They was told that they are going away. That's the Octane Apex bags. It was that first, it's that first bag that you threw, right? And yeah, so it's still got. I put it in the video. I put it in a box, and the box is just sitting, just down there, and it's.
Listen, I have some bags that I'm gonna have to do a Sarah McLaughlin video with. Just because I will remember them. I just had 4 of my bags retired. Very sad. Very, very sad. But I still do have a secret tote of a lot of retired bags. I do have a great, sexy set of Dragon Bruce Lee bags that technically can't be thrown anymore, but the 2 sets that I have never been thrown.
Well, these ones I have been thrown, and it's actually I had to get a 3rd set made because when you throw shorts, sometimes you get a little snag in the bag, and then you have to get new ones. But
yeah, I was practicing on my new driveway the other day, and I was realizing that since I got my driveway repaved, it's not the smoothest in the world. So I actually had to break out my pitch pads just to put under the board, just to save some bags. Because I bring a lot of the Thursday night league people that we play with come over and practice in my driveway, even though I'm not in that league anymore, Doug.
Oh, okay.
Well, I took the summer off, Doug, because of all the traveling and everything else. Yep. So I figured, it's time to give it a rest for a little bit. Separate from playing, still doing what we're doing, but separate from playing a tiny bit. Sometimes you need that little mental break.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance. I was supposed to go last night to meet with a couple of guys. It's my winter work schedule will really mess this up. But there's possibly a for fun league coming to Waterloo here. So if you're watching locally, it's going to be for fun. You're not. I'm not sure if you'll be paying to get in to play, so there'll be no payouts. It's for fun. So if you're looking to cash in, go somewhere else.
Well, and that's the thing. I like some of the more fun leagues, especially when you kind of need to separate a tiny bit. You know what I mean? And I think when me and you talk about separating from the game, I think it's a lot different than other people. We kind of separate by not playing, but we're still watching and researching. But my Thursday night league was a way to just stay connected to throwing bags without have to worry about people being right, because there's too many people that take this serious. Like when we were playing at this local bar, you won at the end of the season. You ready for this, Doug? Ready? you won as a team of 4 a pitcher of beer.
Wow.
And people
Not bad.
But people would get into almost fist fights. Oh, but wait, there was stipulation. It couldn't be an IPA. It couldn't be like it had to be like you were talking like Coors and Bud Light. You know what I mean? You were
Oh,
talking
not a natty light.
no, well, no, they don't do natty light at these parties. No. You get we're in Boston, so you get a PBI.
Okay.
But yeah, and people were like almost got into fist fights over it. I'm like, really? Come on. We're throwing bags in a bar. And there was no money involved. There's other bar leagues that you put money in and you can win. We won nothing.
Well, in this place, the other thing too with this place is I know it was looked at for going possibly with our league, but the ceilings are only 10 feet. And you know that some people, once they get playing, they want to have the bigger. I'll finally put the thing up. How you doing, Trev? On the left coast. Hopefully be able to see him at an open this year.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Wait, is he like out way on the West Coast?
Yeah, he's in BC.
Oh, okay. All right.
The thing is, I really want to have that one in BC to have Trev there because then I will have a sound guy. I will have someone to work the board, work the roadcaster, and do the stuff because that's what Trev is all good for. So yeah, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I have to pay him, but it's
listen, I may have to talk to Trev and pay him because I need to figure out how to load like more sound clips into this and change some stuff around because I'm still on the out of the box configuration for the sound pads.
Well, I think I kind of am too.
I have nothing extra, so I need to add a little bit in there.
Well, maybe we'll have to go into like a post-show chat on a Sunday night,
or we just fly out. My sister just texted me. She said, "You called me old. I'm listening." No, but I think we'll have to fly in early and maybe meet with Trev, and we'll pay him for his time to help us how to learn how to use.
Or you can go to Texas and get your roadcaster all covered in carpet.
I would love to do that.
It's another
I want to get
job for Charles.
Oh, you know what it is, Doug? Here's what we need to do. We need to get a down and back voice of Cornhole guitar with some of the bags we throw.
Who's going to play it?
No, it's wall art, Doug. It's wall art. Listen, we're not going to play it. Listen, we're not that smart. We're not that musical. But we can get wall art right here behind us, and we can get bags made a bag guitar.
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty cool.
If we could do that.
I know. At least a guy. I know a guy that could get us some material.
Kind of. I might be able to know a guy. Yeah.
I know a guy and a girl that can get me some Titan material. I mean some bag material, and I even know somebody that might be able to help me with some bags with dragons on them.
He's right there.
Oh, he's right there.
He's right there. He's right there. But yeah, it's that's my dream is to have someone to me just to be able to talk. Because that was my one thing working with Corey last year at Worlds was I was able to talk. Actually, I was able to talk and I got to use this. That's my thing is I want a telestrator. I got to use Corey's telestrator. That was fun. I need to figure that out.
Well, the hard part too is when you're a one-man band and you're kind of just sitting there. You've got the soundboard, you've got the live feed, you've got the cameras, switching everything back and forth. And if you have somebody sit beside you and you start talking to them, especially somebody that's not like your partner taking over half the responsibilities, it gets even harder because you forget to switch the camera. Like, oh, I'm on the wrong board. Oh, wait, I haven't set up the commercials. I haven't, so it gets a little tougher when you really start doing a lot of this stuff.
And then when cameras go out and they just freeze, and then you're trying to do the game and talk and
it gets very tricky.
It does. Too tricky. But yeah. There's Joe and talking with you.
So Joe is from up here. Joe is now the league I talk about all the time, 603 Cornhole.
Okay, yep.
Joe has now taken the reins of 603 Cornhole and continuing that league going forward.
I'd say James, fantastic job in the women's division in St. John's. We'll have him back on anytime.
Did he play?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh, he was helping.
We don't have that controversy in Cornwall. Although we could. I know people that we could.
No, but it's, I mean, honestly, when you do have somebody else sitting there with you, especially when it's a partnership, it does make it a little easier when you start moving a lot of this stuff forward. But I know there's a couple leagues around me right now that have done a couple fundraisers to get some live streaming equipment. So they want to start live streaming their weekly nights.
Yeah, and I've started talking to some of the directors around here that for me to start doing some more stuff when I'm available to do it. I'll talk to them, and I'm not going to be doing the whole 4-figure salary that some people charge to come out for some stuff. But just going with them just to do regionals or whatever, and it's just kind of giving me that whole, instead of just having my couple months off open between opens, right, to be able to do stuff. So we'll see how that goes.
Listen, you know my thing. My whole thing about coming to some of these events is just covering my cost. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to make a ton of money. I'm just looking to cover my cost and then maybe get a little bit to upgrade equipment down the road, right? Yep. Most of the time when I'm doing stuff for stuff around here, most of my charges are between like $500 and $1,000 after travel. But if I'm doing it locally, travel means nothing because I'm driving around here anyways. It's when, you're flying out to other areas, covering plane tickets, covering hotel. And then, throw me a couple bucks and, I'll set it up. I'm not going to be the ACL. I'm not going to be K9 because I'm not looking to, I don't have that much time and money to invest into it right now because I have a real job, and I'm not saying anything against anybody else that doesn't have that this is their job. I applaud them for doing it. I just have a real job that pays me a lot more money than what Cornhole can pay me right now.
And that's the thing with me. I've got 2 years before I have to make that decision on what I want to do. My wife says she's already made that decision for me, and I'm going to continue driving in circles. But if I don't have to drive in circles, I don't want to have to drive in circles.
Well, my wife's already made the decision that Cornhole is not a profitable business for me.
Yeah, I've been told that as well, and I've been like, look at the Facebook statement. I've made $1.92 so far the last 4 months, so it's cha-ching.
Okay, listen, that cash is rolling deep.
All you have to do is just like a post or make a comment, just anything. That goes a long way. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, like, share, and subscribe.
Not only on you can subscribe on YouTube as well, which is fine. That helps out with that. But subscribing on Facebook means that
Matty King says, lucky that you made that much money.
Yeah, I'm very lucky I made that much money. But yeah, subscribing on Facebook means it's for $15 a year, and we're going to start. I think it's going to be coming up starting this week here, possibly. Doing some Zoom hangouts, doing some stuff. You'll be able to see some videos first when I put them out. I know you and I have talked about. You and I are going to do it. I'm going to have some other people come in. I'm going to go and do a little back in the day action coming up here. So I'm going to take some old matches from the ACL in Canada pre-COVID. And I've talked with Matt, and I know he's got some video that I'd like to be able to try and get and be able to go back and commentate those matches because I was there for most of them, and maybe bring in the people that were playing those matches and have them talk about it. So look for that to be a possible.
A little Corn Dog rewind.
That's what it could be. Like, yeah, just a back in the day, because, and I've talked to a lot of people in that you don't really. I guess you got the same stuff in the States, but it's just those players that were back in the day before it really got big, and some people that don't know, because I know people were talking about the roll shot with Duncan Clemmer, and some people kind of laughed at me. I was like, oh yeah, well, it's back in 2017 for us, because that's when we started. So I know that the roll bag was going way beyond that, but not many people were talking about it, right? But we had one guy here, Dickie Goldbeck, was a horseshoe thrower, threw bag like a horseshoe, and every one of his bags rolled. And it's like, and we had never seen that up here, right? So it became the Dickie roll up here, right? So, and one of the Canadian players was like, who are you referring to? And I'm like, when I said that, he was no idea who that person was, right? But it was a great seniors player, and yeah, so it's just nice to see some of those older, let's say older people, but just older videos of some of the people was they may have been younger.
Well, Doug, but I think if you go back to any region right now, you go back to you know, ACO and some of the other local stuff, you've got a lot of players that don't play anymore that were, some of the biggest names in the game way back in 05 when ACO first put the game on the map, right?
Yeah.
So, it's very different. And then you go to some regional stuff, like you go into the Ohios, the Kentuckys, you've got some players that don't play in bigger tournaments because they don't travel, but are straight up killers that can beat anybody.
Yeah, so we've got some old video of when KW first started, and some out there. So it's should be good, because there's some people that played that only played for 1 year and then they were done. Some people are still playing. Got to be able to get a chance to showcase that stuff off. So I think that's gonna be another fun thing, just to put some more content out there, just get some people's names out there, and just kind of have a fun look back at the way we were when we started.
I think it's a great look back, Doug. I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Matty King says, roll back the minutes.
Yeah, roll back the years. But yeah, so like we're already up on the hour. It's been a quick hour here. Hope people enjoyed the first CornDougs, and hopefully we'll continue that on for time, and they can be kind of grow.
I'm getting a lot of flack in my family group chat right now, Doug.
Oh yeah, it's.
I think my niece dimed me out.
Oh, probably. I should probably like sitting there messaging.
Yeah.
Well, everyone that's.
Yeah. Thank you, Judas.
Yeah. So I think we talked. You might see us back a couple more times live here this week.
Yeah.
We might talk about. We might go live at the end of World each night, possibly.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We may be live a couple more times this week. Just keep an eye on the channels, and we'll let you know what's going on.
St. Jonathan Burr in there, Mr. 109. He's one that moved up 109 spots from last year. It was 133 into the top 25. He was 24th this year. So that's the thing. That's what I love. There's been so many great players that are really getting a chance to play more. And I think that's just going to make us better up here, have more playing, and yeah, because I'm starting to see. Yeah, Matty, I'm going to try and possibly even have those players on. Matt, you and I are the same, because you and I played almost the same amount, I think, this year, and yeah, so Matt's got. I still have to talk nice to Matt to maybe get some of that old video to kind of put some content out. Listen, but Matt's a really nice guy.
We need to talk to Matt about some old videos and some old material if he's got it, so we can make our dreams come true.
No, possibly.
Possibly.
The best national director Canada has ever had. That's what I'm going to go with.
Love you, Matty.
So that's what I think. Well, I know we will be back Wednesday night for sure. So I'm trying to think of what I've got going on for the rest of the week because I'm off till I don't go back to work till Thursday. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go to Worlds. Yeah, it didn't go. So, but so yeah, because it is the holiday weekend here, the long weekend, so I don't have to go back to work till Thursday.
What holiday?
You know what? I'm not even sure what the name of it is. I just know it's the August long weekend.
Is there?
Oh, wait a second. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's in BC. It's British Columbia Day.
Okay.
In Alberta, it is Heritage Day. Depends where you are. I think here it's just a civic holiday. Nova Scotia, it's Natal Day.
Natal Day?
Natal Day?
Like the day you were born?
No, that's prenatal.
Oh, okay.
Saskatchewan. In Saskatchewan, it's Saskatchewan Day.
Maddie King says Maple Syrup Day.
In New Brunswick, it's New Brunswick Day. So yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of the way that is. So yeah. So thanks everyone for watching here on another Saturday night and having some fun. And we'll see you Wednesday night for sure after the US Canada exhibition. We'll sit and we'll talk about that. And then when you see us go live, we'll be live talking.
All right, everybody. Have a great night.
Okay, see you later.